Alrighty guys, we're back for some Crimson Vow Mono Black Aggro Zombies. Let's go over the deck real quick, then hop into some ranked. Wait, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well. Alright, now we go over the deck. We got 4 Champion of the Parish, 4 Shambling Ghast, 3 Graf Reavers, 4 Infernal Grasps to, keep the lanes clear, make sure our creatures keep swinging in. We got 3 Jadars, we got 4 Tainted Adversaries, 4 Wights, 2 Rise of the Dread Marns, 4 Headless Riders, and 4 Fell Stingers. In the mana base, we got 4 Faceless Havens and 1 Hive of the Eye Tyrant, filled up with some Snow Swamps. So, we'll go over the new cards. We got the 4 Headless Riders. Whenever Headless Rider or another non-token zombie you control dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Really good against like sweepers and stuff like that, or just against control in general. And trust me, like that's the only thing I'm running into right now on the ladder, so we'll see how that goes. Another new card, Fell Stinger. It has exploit, so when this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When it exploits, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So that could be helpful if we want to refuel our land, or if we just want to take the last 2 damage off of the opponent as well. Death Touch will probably come in handy against decks like Mono Green and stuff, right? So the other new card is Graf Reaver. It also has exploit, and when this creature exploits, destroy target planeswalker. Don't know how often that'll come in handy, but it might. You never know. Additionally, at the beginning of your upkeep, Graf Reaver deals 1 damage to you. So, I mean, that's the downside to having a 2-drop 3/3 that is also a zombie, right? I believe that's all the new cards. Everything else in the deck is trying to do zombie things. I wanted to test out Rise of the Dread Marn. You don't see the card often, but I really want to try it out. Don't forget that we can foretell this card too, and it might come in handy against sweepers as well. So we'll see. We got 2 of them. We'll see if it's any good. I would go up a 4th Graf Reaver just because it's an aggressive little card, but I actually don't own a 4th one. So I kind of want to test the deck out first before going up to the 4th, or before crafting the 4th, I should say. And I would probably go down 1 Jadar because it is legendary and it itself is not a zombie. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's go ahead and hop into some ranked, guys. Let's do it. So I went ahead and I got the last 3 matches I needed to get to Diamond. So we're finally there. We're finally in Diamond. Those 3 matches were pretty much the only matches that I did in ranked off camera. So, well, it took more than 3 matches. It's probably maybe I want to say 5 or 6 matches to get there. Either way, I went back to my human aggro deck, which now has a total of a 72% win rate, which is pretty high. It's a pretty good deck. It's a pretty fun deck. That's the one I chose that I thought would be the most reliable to get me to the diamond rank. Yeah, I wanted to get there because we were so close to diamond. I would have just it would have been a really sad video if I went in the opposite direction on a video. Like if I played mono black zombies like we are now, we lost a whole bunch or something, and then like we were just so close to diamond. I wanted to grind it out, get there, and then not have to worry about it anymore, right? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this down tapped. That's fine. That is fine. We have a lot of options. This deck can do a lot of damage to us. Our deck does a lot of damage to ourselves. So we'll see how that ends up going. Up against a ramp deck. This could be really bad, so... Okay. I think we'll bring the Jadar down. Yeah, the Quandrix Cultivator is quite the blocker. So we're gonna try to get over that with at least the Champion of the Perished. Behold the Multiverse. Really, no 5th land there for the opponent. So how's everybody been enjoying Crimson Vow? Because I love it so far, guys. I love the Innistrad set so much. Okay, Graf Reaver. Could go ahead and get the Tainted Adversary and the Graf Reaver down. Or we could do the Shambling Ghast and Exploit. And pop their Innkeeper. That's a possibility too. And it's not a bad one, actually. I think we're gonna do this. Right? We could even... Yeah, no, let's do this. We get to draw cards for this too. So we do want to sacrifice you. We want to -1. Wait, first, target me. -1. Get rid of the Innkeeper. No chump blocker for you, sir. Drew a couple lands. Okay, it is what it is, right? So we can swing here. And we'll swing here, right? Just double checking the Wight. Okay, and Jadar buffs our Champion of the Perished further. Can start swinging in with the Fell Stinger here too, because of that nice Death Touch ability. Tainted Adversary hits the board pretty strong next turn, but don't forget we do have Faceless Haven open. Divide by 0 on the champion is pretty rough, but it's not the end of the world. The end of the world is when they drop like that new 7-drop creature that's just ridiculous. I can't think of its name for the life of me. Okay, well, we go ahead, we get Champion of the Parish down. We're going to actually save back the Tainted Adversary now. And I think we accept a trade on one of the Faceless Havens. We have another one in hand, too. So we do all of these, and we're still holding the Wight back because no evidence of them having a sweeper or anything. They take 7 here. They actually don't trade. So, I mean, hey, Champion of the Parish does get a counter, which is pretty good. And again, Tainted Adversary coming down really buffs that champion, so... They have a whole bunch of mana, guys. Whole bunch of it. Hall of the Storm Giants is not open, though, so that's good. What the heck are you? Oh, no. Beginning of combat. On your turn, 2 counters on another creature you control. Oh. Oh, I don't know how to get through that. And it has hexproof too. What is this card? Oh my goodness, dude. I gotta make a werewolf deck with that. I mean, no, I totally know what this card is. Yes, because I looked through the entire set. Yes, totally. I know. Totally know what the card is. Okay. So now I did look through the set, but very briefly. Mostly I just looked at the red cards, which is fitting, I would say, right? Swing with you, swing with you. Yeah, these death touches might just get us there. Jadar showing its power, being able to buff that Champion of the Perished every time is super vital here. And we're getting close to the point where we can activate 2 Faceless Havens in 1 turn if we want a super wide swing. Okay. So they send it to nighttime. They're down to 9. So other permanents have hexproof, sure. Okay, yeah, so this card's sweet, guys. Holy cow. The only thing the deck is missing is red. So, a wide swing might be necessary. Let's bring out a Faceless Haven, right? And yeah, we're still one away. We're gonna get one Graf Reaver down now. And this is a full swing. We do that now, that way the champion is at least a 6/6 before it dies to the cultivator. We still full swing though, because we want to make sure that the most damage gets through as possible. And don't forget, this has death touch and this has death touch, so most likely, like, those are the cards they want to bounce here. Memory Deluge. Really, no divide by 0? I mean, they could just be waiting. Or they could be searching for it, right? They have 3 mana. They grabbed the 2 pretty fast, but might have been in, like... Okay. Yeah, extra blocker. That's always good. Yep, that takes that out. That takes that out. Very smart. Very good blocks. Still a lot of damage going through, opponent. Yep, taking out the Faceless Haven. And that is 9 damage. Is the Fading Hope in hand? And our first victory, guys. Let's go. Wait, where was that extra 2? Am I missing something? I miscounted somewhere. Oh, well. Oh, well, a victory's a victory, right? Very nice. So, the ramp looks pretty cool. Ramp looks fun. What's this? Oh, nice. It's always good to get rare cards, right? Hop right into the next standard match. Got standard ranked. Yeah, standard's looking spicy, except for the fact that, like, oh man, just control, man. Control's been driving me nuts recently. Which makes me wonder, like what exactly could I do to balance that? To make it so that way control isn't that annoying. It's just like, you know, a worthy competitor. I am counting Is It Epiphany as well as I do consider that control. All right. It's a slower hand, but it's not a bad hand. Oh, nice. Great draw. Let's go. Such a good draw there, guys. I'm wondering if so words. What are words? Oh, nice. Okay, so we go right into the Wight here, I think. That way we get a bigger swing. And then Headless Rider. It's just a really good card. Probably up against clerics, I would assume. Or angels, or angel cleric, or a life gain. Orzhov life, I don't know what to call the deck, but that's most likely what it is. Because we have been seeing a lot of that as well. A lot of life gain in general, actually. Oh, yeah, no, you can't have that, buddy. No, no, no. 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 No, thank you. That goes bye-bye. Swing for 5, down to 13. I hope that's all right that we did that instead of getting the Headless Rider down. Because, let's see, they're still 1 turn away from wiping the board with a Doomscar. Nice, a Redain. That's really good for the opponent. Really, really good. Yeah, Headless Rider, and then we swing. We want to get that down first because it affects combat pretty significantly here, right? Because they probably take the damage down to 7. It's looking good, but you never know. The Doomscar could drop on the board, but hey, we have a little bit of board wipe protection here. So that's probably the Fell Stinger, I would assume. That's probably the Fell Stinger because, well, we can still cast it, but I mean, either way, we probably, I don't know. This is actually tough. I'm pretty sure it's the Felstinger. And we have to consider the Faceless Haven next turn because they're only at 7. So, okay. They take the Jadar, actually. Okay. Let's see what we draw. They have 2 blockers, so... Like I said, we probably power up the Faceless Haven depending on what they do with their last 2 mana. They're looking to... Fateful Absence, maybe? Bloodchief's Thirst. So we get a 2/2 back. And they swing. That has Vigilance. So this comes down tapped. Yeah, we're going to power up the Haven in full swing. They only have 1 card in hand. It's not enough damage to win. But if they block... Okay, so they take the 6. I wonder what's in their hand at this point. They're down to 1. All we have to do is survive long enough to target them with Felstinger. Or they need to gain a good chunk of life here. Ends up swinging. And that's game. GG, guys. Awesome. Deck's looking spicy so far. Up against a little bit of the unknown meta, right? Like we've seen the ramp decks and the cleric decks before, but you just don't see them very often, right? They're probably 1 to 2% of the meta. Maybe more. I'm not really sure. I'd have to look into it for you guys. Even so, we got there. Got those victories. The deck feels good so far. I'm very proud of it, honestly. I don't know if I would go up that 4th Graf Reaver and go down a Jadar, especially when Jadar has, you know, been pulled through that first game pretty well. And the Graf Reaver does damage us as well. So, I mean, like, there's lots of things to consider here. Okay, up against Mono Wight. Here we go. Now we get to put it to the real test, huh? See, this is where Graf Reaver ends up. Like, that extra 1 damage could be really, really bad for us against another aggro deck. Thalia comes down. Beautiful. We probably want to get rid of Thalia with the Infernal Grasp, but we could potentially wait a little bit. Headless Rider's such a good card, man. It really is. They probably take the 3. Yep, down to 17. Lots to do here, lots to do. We could even power up the Haven. If they full swing here, if they get a little bit greedy. Okay, yep, takes the Headless Rider. Swings for 4. Or saves for blockers. Swings for 4. Okay. Okay. So at this point, we're going to play a bit of a longer game here. Technically, we want to attack first. Just in case for some reason opponent feels like blocking that. And we could wait till their turn as well. So, yeah, this is an instant. I gotta stop getting greedy with it, right? Like, Skyclave Apparition isn't exactly a 4/4. Okay, now we want to do it because they definitely take the Infernal Grasp. So we get our 3/3 back. Or we get a 3/3 back, is what I meant to say. If they take the Felstinger, it's actually out of range. We can't cast it. If they take the Tainted Adversary, we could still cast it just as a normal Death Touch. Okay. That's fine, I think. I mean, they really don't want to run into the Death Touch, so that makes a lot of sense. A portable hole would be really bad. we'd be crying. And I think they might even take the... Okay, yeah, we trade. We trade, buddy. That's a decent trade for us. Usher of the Fallen, actually. Another damage down from the Graf Reaver. And... it's an uphill battle, guys. It's an uphill battle for sure. I'm tempted to get rid of the Graf Reaver here. I wonder how much they trade. I don't think they do. They would if we Faceless Haven. That's an easy trade there. Sorry, opponent. Sorry. Sorry, I'm taking my time over here. So they actually take the 3. We best get this down now, because that Death Touch might come in handy. Well, probably not if they had anything to buff the Thalia. Oh, Death Touch into the Faceless Haven's pretty good, though. Okay, yeah, that's really, really bad. We'll probably have to trade into the Usher here just not to take the 3. Oh, they're actually just swinging in the air. This is really smart from the opponent. Playing the long game, especially when we have the Reaver on the board. Like, they could swing with the Thalia, but then they don't have blockers for some reason if we find a way to get the damage through. Okay. So... so we double block to make sure the Thalia dies. It's a lot to deal with, right? So... okay, one more damage is taken off of us, and I think now's as good as time as any as to just, well, no good way to get rid of the Elite Spellbinder. Even if we draw 2 cards from this and get rid of the Graf Reaver now, the Elite Spellbinder swings in for game. Yeah. No good way through. We're going to drop the Wight down. We're going to try to swing with the Graf Reaver, and then we're going to get the Felstinger down. I guess we should have waited to after combat. So they're down to 8. But we don't exploit. Yeah, we had to save some blockers back. So we block here, block here. Oh, they still have the Faceless Haven to go through. We actually had to save the Graf Reaver back too. My apologies, guys, but unfortunately this was most likely a lost cause anyways. As you guys may know, for anyone else... ooh. For anyone else who have actually seen some of my other videos, brain turns off after certain point of opponents just gaining absolute dominance over the battle, right? Okay, but yeah, we definitely, either way, we should have kept the Graf Reaver back. Either way. Oh, thank you, opponent. They actually dropped a good game for us. Feels good. Feels good. Most times they don't actually do the good game back, right? Alright, let's see. Can we get 2 more wins? Let's give it a shot. Mono White was always going to be a tough matchup, so... that was either or there. And we didn't actually have the best starting hand, but we still gave them a run for their money. So, like, it wasn't a bad match at all. Yeah, the end there could have been handled a bit better, but I promise I'll try not to turn off my brain if the opponent gains the upper hand. All right. So, unfortunately, the opponent's going first, but that does mean we get to draw a card, so maybe we'll get a 1-drop. There's 8 of them in the deck, so I mean... Okay, red cat with a red bat. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you active on the field, Mr. Bat. Mr. Bat. Oh, opponent still. There we go. There we go. We need you active. No, no, not on the... Mr. Bat, what are you doing? Oh, there we go. There we go. Whew. Okay, couple swamp hit the board. Meat Hook Massacre just coming down for 0. Sure. Why not? Why not? Got that swamp ready for the Headless Rider next turn. Reckless Stormseeker looking super fancy with that card skin, looking very nice. Yeah. But we are the actual aggro players. Yes, sir. Wait, so we always have to be cautious. Like, I mean, Meat Hook could come down for 2. We get a couple 2/2s back, but... Okay, so they're rocking some Rakdos aggro. Not sure if it's Vampire aggro, because they do have the Stormseeker, but... It could be. It could be Vampires. Reckless Stormseeker is just a really good card. I'm sure. We'll take that. Couple Tainted Adversaries. Both of them can be cast for 5 mana, which isn't terrible at all. Yeah, we're gonna try to stay on the aggressive here. We're gonna swing in. Okay. We're gonna drop the other white. And we have Infernal Grasp open. And we want to make sure that it doesn't go into their combat. We want to make sure that they don't get any benefit from the Reckless Stormseeker. Lose 1 life. So they are taking out our Rider, unfortunately. Okay. We do get a 2/2 here. They're gaining a life. Getting a treasure down. Drawing cards. Very brutal. It looks like Rakdos aggro. Or Rakdos something, right? Maybe even Dragons the Stormseeker into some 4/4s. Okay. Alright, now's the time to go ahead and get rid of the Stormseeker. Okay. So we are sitting at 11. We have to be super careful here. Yep, the 2/2 zombie blocks the Blood Tithe pretty well. They're checking out the ability on the white, which is actually really good, right? If they chump block them, we get some 2/2s regardless. Next turn, we're going wide with Tainted Adversary, and then the turn after, same thing. Oh, but the Champion of the Perished reveals itself. All right, very well. We're going to get the champion down. We're going to full swing here. See what happens. And then it depends how greedy we want to get with the Tainted Adversaries. We could just play them both. After they took that damage, it tells us that there's most likely not going to be a board wipe here. I'm going to get 1 Tainted Adversary down. And I think that's okay to hold back the other one. Yeah, a Meat Hook for 2 would be devastating. But it would also wipe their board, so why would they take the damage, right? Like, why not? Why not block the damage, then take it all out? Okay. They're back up to 8. We're down to 10. If they get greedy here and swing in the air, then... looking pretty bad for them. We do have the Hive of the Eye Tyrant available too, if we just need an extra swing next turn. But I think the play is to buff the champion to a 5/5 with the Tainted Adversary. And then full swing. Yeah, I think that's perfectly acceptable here. Auto pay. Very nice. Full swing. Any chump blocks into the whites gets us some 2/2s, so... with any of these guys, actually. So they end up blocking there. There is 8 damage going through currently. So they must... okay, there we go. Sweet. So we get a 2/2 from that. So what do you guys think? Mono black zombies, or do you think Dimir zombies is just going to be better? Down to 3, we get a 2/2. Champion of the Parish buffed to 6. They get a couple of those. Couple of blood tokens. So they're actually going to activate one now, I think. Yeah, we got to be careful. We're down to 8, but look at our board, man. Like, they need something here. They need something. Even if they decide somehow to wipe everything, we still have Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Only a 3/3, but it is something. Yeah, like a what's the card called, guys? Shadow's Verdict? That could be really bad. Honestly, I'm not sure what the opponent's deck is, but it's pretty neat. It's most likely just a Rakdos build. I'm not sure if it's Rakdos aggro. That was my first thought. Okay, so we have to block here. We're getting too low and we don't know what's in the opponent's hand. We're down to 6. Nice. Champion of the Parish survives. They burn down the house. But they gain so much life. That's right, guys. They gain so much life there. This isn't over. Is there any... oh my goodness, what's happening? Is there any special ability on Hive of the Eye Tyrant that I'm not remembering right now? I guess we'll take burn down the house, but let me read it. Okay, yeah, it's just exile. I was making sure, like, oh, if you exiled a creature, you gain a life, you know, those types of effects. I just wanted to double check, but still have 2 cards in hand. Champion of the Parish really flexing its overall power here. Okay, they're searching for something that could actually block both of our cards here, but we'll see if they actually pull it off. Yeah, a pretty intense deck. Just imagine if we had Headless Rider on the board when they wiped it. There we go, guys. 75% win rate so far. Let's get one more match in and see how it goes. I like the deck so far. It's pretty interesting. Like, it's kind of exactly what you'd expect, but yeah. Ooh, this is a rare. Ooh. Getting those rares. Let's go. Definitely need them, that's for sure. Okay. Last match of the evening. Can we do it? I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Guys, I just love Headless Rider. I love the artwork. It's a great card. It fits so well. Yeah. Look, we finally got a 1-drop too. Opponent goes first, which really sucks, but... or I should say we're finally starting with a 1-drop. Oh no. Oh no. I just got done with a video yesterday that ended with an Epiphany build. Darn it. Alright. Well, we don't have a 3rd land confirmed yet. But I'm gonna get the Jadar down for potential just more damage. Like, Tainted Adversary is fine and all, but I'd rather have the 3 damage than the 2. Well, it'd be nice to get Headless Rider down, but it's not happening. Izzet always has the answers, and that's how you have to play against Izzet. So. Okay, so nothing to take out the combat dwellers here. I'm still going to play around any potential counterspell. I think it's necessary. Rise of the Dreadmarn might be really good here. It might just be a key factor. We'll see. So create X22 Black Zombie Berserker creature tokens. Oh. Well, can we... Full control. Ah, no. Could we not do that after? No. I'm so confused. I put it into full control. I guess, I don't know, man. Magic professionals, y'all gotta tell me. Did I miss something there? Could I not cast this on top of the Cinderclasm? Or could I not, I mean, could I not cast it after the Cinderclasm? I guess not. They did it right at the end of my turn. Which I guess they... Yeah. I don't know. Well, now we're going to try to get a Headless Rider and I guess run right into the counterspell that we were playing against. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why we don't see Rise of the Dreadmarn being played, because you can't actually... I don't know, man. Maybe that was just an arena thing, but my mind is a little bit boggled. If I was playing Paper Magic and they did Cinderclasm at the end of my turn, I guess I would have messed up and I would have played Rise of the Dreadmarn and got some 2/2s. Or maybe arena let me down. I have no idea. I'm going to look this up. But you guys could also let me know in the comments how that works too. That would be awesome. Just in case whatever I look up just doesn't work out. Unfortunately, the game is not a... this isn't going to happen. We're way too far behind. They're 1 mana. No, they're not. They could do their Epiphany this turn. Because the Celestis is a mana rock. Sure. Yeah, we get a 2/2. So now would be the time to do Rise of the Dreadmarn, but we could also do it at their end step. Pass. We might as well. We might as well. Get an additional 2/2 there. All these Tainted Adversaries is just pretty bad for us, isn't it? Instead of a 4th land or something. So up against one of the toughest decks to go up against, and we're not drawing very well, unfortunately. Attempt to get the Headless Rider down, I guess, again, right? It does land this time, which is good. Yep. Okay, here comes the Epiphany. Opponent takes a couple turns. Yeah, unfortunately, both yesterday's video and today's video, we end the game against an Epiphany deck where it was just a hopeless cause from the beginning, which is a shame. Maybe it wouldn't have been a hopeless cause if I actually could have played the Dreadmarn, but I guess, like I said, I'm banking off Arena knowing what it was doing with the rules. I guess I couldn't have played it after the Cinderclasm. But enough harping on that, right? It is what it is. The Abrade comes down. We're gonna wait to see what we draw on our turn if we get to take another one. Because Then we'll go ahead and concede because the video is getting to about 40 minutes right about now. Okay. What did the opponent see off the top? They have enough mana for Hall. So they actually end up tapping that. That's interesting. Yeah, 3 Tainted Adversaries was pretty rough. None of this was actually fast enough. Oh, wow. We actually got a turn, and and we have stuff to play. I was gonna concede. It most likely still is a lost cause, right? But this is not terrible. Let's see what they ended up having in their hand. Yeah, guys, this... like, for some reason, this just isn't terrible. If they ended up drawing a land or something like that... like, opponent just needs to draw a few more land while I go ahead and get some more Death Touch onto the board. The Celestis being a great mana rock. How about it, guys? Especially that 1 life. That's pretty significant, honestly. Swings in with all the birds. Pretty confident here. Wait, my turn? Again? What? It's my turn. Guys. What's happening? Okay, I mean, we might as well keep playing. I know the video's going a bit longer. They do have a Hall of the Storm Giants open. I don't think I care. We're just gonna play. We're gonna start slapping into the face. Start slapping on in. I'll just... I think maybe I should have dropped the 2 Tainted Adversaries before combat, just to buff the Champion of the Perished. My thought here was we have 4 cards in hand and they don't know what they are. Rather, we would have been completely tapped out. So maybe they end up taking more damage than they actually have to. See, that's not bad. That's not bad, guys. See, so if we would have played these out early, maybe they would have just... okay, so Druari. Okay. Guys, I can't believe it. It's not over, and they took 2 extra turns. Opponent needs to see something off the top here. Cinderclasm only hits... okay. Okay, yeah. So they kicked the Cinderclasm. Noted, noted. So Galvanic Iteration. So the top deck here is so important. My brain is melting right now. I mean, I guess Galvanic Iteration could still come down regardless and kill one of the 2/2 zombies. But don't forget, guys. Okay, I don't like that they attacked there. What did they draw? They have Hall of the Storm Giant. Guys, if we could just get 6 of this damage through, right? Let's pretend. Okay. Okay. Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing, guys. All of the Storm Giant. Blocks a 2/2. I'm way too excited about this, guys. If their last card is a Fading Hope, I think they would have already bounced something. So we drop this. Sacrifice a creature. Target the opponent. And do the last 2 damage. Oh my goodness, guys. I hope you stuck around through that one. That was glorious. The opponent took 2 extra turns. We got there. I decided, you know, to wait. I decided to draw that extra turn, and we somehow got there. I mean, it goes to show why conceding early sometimes, if you have time, right? If you have time, you might as well play out the matches. You never know, especially if you're in ranked, right? If matches go to like, I mean, that was a pretty long match, but still, we always see opponents concede so fast, and that's most likely because they're playing a fast style deck and they want to get into the next match, and they figure it's a lost cause. But as far as like for a video goes, sticking around and actually pulling out that victory, man, that was worth it. Guys, this deck was pretty good. 80% win rate. Like all of the Crimson Vow videos that I've made so far, all the Crimson Vow decks that I've put out there have just been doing fantastic, and I'm pretty proud of that so far. So guys, if you stuck around this long and you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. We have a whole lot of fun over here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This deck was crazy. Rise of the Dread Marn, not doing a whole lot, but it did do something that last match. It just didn't do a lot the last match, but it did do something, right? We got 1/2/2 out of it. If anything, you could cut both of these and go up a Graf Reaver and maybe even up a Jadar. Just remember, this is a legendary creature, so you might run into issues with that. You could cut both of these and a Jadar and add maybe 3 more removal spells if you go up against a lot of, you know, mono green, mono white, stuff like that. That could be good for the deck too. Yeah. This was fun, guys. I will see you in the next video.